Good morning. It's overcast. It's a little cool. So here's the pot we put together. And we dug a hole. My brother drilled a hole in the bottom of this pot. Because remember, we're a moderate rainforest. We get 54 inches of rain, so we need drainage here. Otherwise, I'd have 2, 3, 4 inches of water in this pot from, you know. Anyway, when I put it in, deliberately put it in a pot, inside a pot, so it'll be easy to move into the greenhouse in the fall if that's appropriate. So our hostas have got 18 to 2 feet tall flower stems coming up. They haven't opened yet, this particular one. Larry's down there weed eating. We'll kind of walk toward him. Obviously, he's working on this garden. Wow, those leaves are spectacular. We'll have to ask him what that is. Goodness, I know artichoke leaves get that big, but I can't imagine us having an artichoke. So he puts pots along the side here with things. You can see that there's some new getting impatiens, tall ones in from last year. And our hardy begonias have spread all along here. Oh, he's got another plant coming up like that. We'll have to ask Larry what these things are. So you can see he's got not stumps, he's made rounds from all the trees they have to cut down. Oh, look at how lush that hosta border is. God, when we moved those in there, that was a job. This was from the hostas we rescued from across the street, our neighbor. Okay. Oh, here's a hardy begonia that's in bloom. So this is probably almost 3 feet tall. Look at those beautiful pink blossoms. And they bloom much of the year, much of the season. Here's another one. Bright spots of color. Oh, I think I'm supposed to know the name of this plant with these big leaves. It almost looks like lily of the valley leaves, doesn't it? Now this is the oak hydrangea. We, about 4 years ago, I don't remember how we found this home. It was elderly couple, both of them like 88 and 94 or something. And I think they were getting ready to move or something. They had a huge garden of daylilies. Beautiful. And we enjoyed them so much. And Joy still remembers their names. And they gave us this oak hydrangea, and clearly it was very small. It must have been, I don't know, 2.5, 3 feet max, that we said, well, if you can dig it up, you can have it. And would you look at that? And those oak hydrangea panicles must be anywhere between 8 and 10 inches. Can you see that? Oh, here comes Larry. Good morning.
Good morning, Beatrice.
You've been busy.
Well, I've got to get busy.
Okay, well, it's beautiful. You got all the grass
Yeah.
whacked. Okay. What I wanted to ask you, what was the name of this? Let's go back up here. There's some big leaf things up here. And I think it's the same as this one. Do we know what the name of that is? It looks like it had flowers.
Yeah. I don't know, Pete.
Okay.
I really don't know.
And there's a really big leaf up here.
That's Angelica.
Angelica.
Digas Angelica, I think it is. Yeah, we got that from the seed from Bullington, and I planted it, and then
Oh.
I did this last year. It's going to have a kind of a bowl, an interesting flower.
Okay, well, we'll keep a look on
Well,
that.
it's got a big leaf to it.
Ah,
I planted some further down, but yeah, this is here.
It's
It's getting big.
Yeah, it is. Well, that's going to be spectacular to watch.
Well,
Well, thank you very much. I'm just going to walk down here and
yeah.
show people the garden. The oak hydrangea, when we were gifted that, it wasn't a very big plant, was it?
That thing,
Yeah,
right, that pinnacle there?
Yeah.
No, it was, maybe 2 or 3 feet high.
Well, I have to say, it must be what? 10 feet in diameter now?
Oh, it's gorgeous. Well, yeah, I think it's 8 feet high.
He thinks it's 8 feet high.
Big, Pete.
Well, it's on the side of a hill. That's very steep.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you, Larry.
You're welcome.
So let's see what else we have here that we can talk about. There's the variegated, and there's the purple. Oh, he's brought out. You're getting impatient to let him harden off before he puts them in the dirt. Well, each one of those plants is going to get huge. You see how big that plant is. Now that one's 2 years. I see he has some little begonias coming back here at the base of this angel trumpet plant. And we've already had blossoms on here. I counted 9 or 10 blossoms on here about a week ago, so it'll bloom again. Do you see how the growth habit is here? New growth coming out at old stem sites. Pretty much all the way up and down. Isn't that interesting? So this right here is, Larry says it's Swedish ivy, and it's very, very green, but because it's out here in the sun, and this gets full sun in the morning, this has lightened up and it's a different color. Isn't that interesting? And you see we have a lot of fungi, various kinds of fungi growing on the rounds on the wood. Of course, that's going to make everything break down faster. This is the purple shield that looks so pitiful in the greenhouse. And Larry took lots of cuttings off of it. It was about 3.5, 4 feet tall when he put it in, but it will fill out. Look at this new growth. Larry, I bought another purple shield.
Persian shield?
Persian shield.
Yeah.
And it's one of the big pots, not quite that big. It was
Right.
about 6, 7 inches big. And I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I love it.
Well, the color, it's a beautiful leaf. And the leaves up there in the no-no garden got that big last year. So
How big?
the leaves and out in front, they were big.
Oh, I'd forgotten that, but they are spectacular. And
Right.
see how pretty they are on the top, but then you look at the bottom.
Right. Oh, yeah.
So when the sun shines through this plant,
Yeah,
it's just brilliant
yeah,
purple.
It is.
I'm sorry, Larry. I'm momentarily losing my words. So what is the cannas?
Yeah, those cannons, yeah.
So you have both the red leaf one and the variegated.
Well, you have the tall one is green and white, and then the one down lower is just green with interesting venation.
Yes.
And these down here we got from just a small plant from Bullington, and it's
Oh, it's
spread
pretty
out.
big.
Yeah, it has.
Okay, well, we'll feature the cannas when they start to go. Well, Larry, thank you very much for enlightening us here. Oh, look at you've got your.
This well,
Yes.
you bought this auger.
Yes, and you're using it.
Well, yeah. I got a big drill last year. Now it tore my hand up, oh man, last year, and it took weeks or months for it to get ready. So I figured out how to, I can hold it like that, and,
Yeah.
and I use a middle finger just to hold on to it
Uh-huh.
instead of putting my hand
Your
around
wrist,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, because man, when it kicks, oh man.
Because we have stones
Well, and
and rocks.
I brace it against my thigh,
Yes.
so because it usually kicks that way. So
Face me a little bit more straight so I can really show that off.
what?
Face me really, really straight.
Okay.
Okay, so how do you do it?
Well, I hold it in place like this, straight down,
Uh-huh.
and then well, let's see, and then I alternate my fingers, and now I've got gravel here.
You're running into tarmac too, probably.
What's that?
Are you running into tarmac?
Well, not tarmac, it's just gravel. The gravel bed was built up before they ever
Oh,
put blacktop
okay.
down.
Now, Laura has one, on hers, she has another handle that comes out.
Well, to hold on to that, Beatrice,
It's too much.
Well, yeah, it's just too much. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm glad you found a system so you don't hurt yourself.
Well, yeah.
Because, everybody loves to love them, but, we have to be careful when we use machinery.
Well, that's right. And I'm going to make a hole for this Persian shield here.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Are you just going to sink the pot, or are you going to take it
no,
out?
I'm going to take it out of the pot.
Okay. Yeah. So even though you have a small drill, that's probably a 3-inch, don't you suppose? 3-inch?
What?
Is it 3 inches, that drill? 3.5 inches, maybe.
They're not described as 3.5 inches.
Oh, well.
It's just a flex drill, but it's got a big.
No,
bit.
I'm sorry.
Oh, the auger.
The auger.
Oh yeah, it's 3 inches. Yeah.
It's a 3-inch auger. So, for those of you who don't do all that much gardening, you see what he's doing. He's using it to make a big hole. He's making 3 or 4 holes and softening up the soil on either side of where he wants to plant it. Because we have heavy. Well, there's lots of old plant material and there, so that 3 or 4 inches down, it looks like we have got perfect soil. But you get down much more than that, and it's going to be hard clay. So one of the things we've learned is it's like putting things into a clay pot. And he has to break up the soil for a space that's much bigger than the pot, the plant he's going to put in order to give the plant room to grow. Otherwise, it's like planting it in a clay pot in the ground. Well, so the morning sun is coming over our back and just now coming out behind the clouds, and see highlighting the oak leaf hydrangea. And of course, we've got some, I believe there are lilies blooming down there, a little bit of yellow. Well, Larry's out early this morning, bless his heart. Pretty soon we need to get out early in the morning because it gets too hot. It's hot and humid. One of the reasons why we don't have too much of a problem with fires is because we get 54 inches of rain on an average per year. So things, unless we have like a 6-week period in which we don't have any rain, and that happens usually once a year, then things drying out, and then we're a fire hazard. Well, wasn't that a lovely quick little walk? Oh. You see the sun coming through the garden down the hill there? Oh. We are blessed. Thank you so much for this day, and thank you for sharing. It's much appreciated. We love sharing with you. Have a great day.